an important project for the economy of Laval and Montreal East which will benefit future generations. Indeed, the Highway 25 Completion project is the first infrastructural public-private partnership in Quebec. At the main approach bridge, the entire team of steel erectors is reunited for the installation of the last set of girders. They have proudly signed the beam in acknowledgement of their personal contribution to this work. A total of 120 girders were needed for the construction of the main approach bridge. This approach bridge is a conventional bridge composed of 9 pillars on a distance of 680 meters, and it serves to connect the south shore of the river to the cable-stayed part of the main bridge. Before this beam can be lifted and brought to its final location, a series of preparation steps are performed. We must install, among other things, security cables to which workers will be attached while working on the beam. The beam is then attached by its ends to the 2 gantry cranes. We are then putting slings under tension so as to release the beam from its temporary moorings. We can then lift the beam and move it onto its location between pillars 8 and 9. Both gantry cranes which are moving the beam are perfectly synchronized until it reaches its final location. This work is done with the utmost care and continuous monitoring to ensure operational effectiveness and the security of all. Once in place, we establish a security perimeter marked with a red ribbon. Only workers who are assigned to this operation will be able to enter this area. The receiving site also has to be prepared. The tips of the cross beams are fixed at the end of the approach bridge to cap the end and brace the main girders. The beam now arrives at its location. As these are the last beams of the approach bridge, they are of a particular shape to create the interface with the stayed part of the bridge. On the structure, erectors are constantly in radio communication with the crane operators in order to precisely guide the final positioning of the girders. A linking cable is bolted to the end of the safety cable of the new beam, and then to the end of the previous beam, in order to have an uninterrupted run of safety wire from one end to the other. The bolting of the girder is accomplished by erectors, while they are inside a complete mobile security cage which wraps around the whole worksite. Hewitt-Parsons is also the first in Quebec to use this type of cage to ensure the security of its workers. This ends our 12th webcast about the progress of the completion of the A25 project. We hope that you enjoyed watching and invite you to come back and regularly check this website, or you may subscribe to the RSS feed to remain at the forefront of the evolution of this project. An Uber Media production made possible by Concession A25 and Hewitt-Parsons.